Coming up tonight on a special Marquette on the Line, we'll be discussing the topic of body image and how it affects people today. I'll be speaking with Jennifer Durain about eating disorders and different signs to watch for. And nutrition teacher Bob Troy is here to talk about healthy eating habits. Your questions, your answers, your stories. This is Marquette on the Line. It's Body Image Week here in the student media. Hi, thanks for joining me tonight. I'm Jordan Abadea. Tonight we're going to be discussing a very personal issue, body image. Marquette Student Media will present Body Image this week between now and Friday. Content will be distributed both on campus and online. Tomorrow you can look for the Tribune's closer look into Marquette athletics. On Wednesday, a student media launch party will be held featuring live music, live TV, free food and drinks, and prizes. This Thursday, the Marquette Journal will have an article on eating disorders, beauty, and plastic surgery. Also on Thursday, the Tribune will take a closer look at student health services. All content will be available on the Marquette Student Media website by this Friday at marquettestudentmedia.org. And with me right now is Jennifer Durain, who is the new psychiatrist at the Counseling Center here at Marquette, to talk about body image and eating disorders. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
To begin with, can you explain what kinds of services this Counseling Center provides?
The Counseling Center provides a large variety of services. We have counseling, walk-in services anytime between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Where people can talk about things like adjusting to college, adjusting to different life stresses, dealing with things like anxiety and depression. In addition to counseling, we also have medication evaluations and on-call crisis services.
So where is the Counseling Center located for students who would want to be interested in going?
We're located on the second floor of Holt-Hewson Hall. I think it's Suite 204.
Okay. Do you have to make appointments to see someone at certain times, or walk-in hours available?
You can certainly schedule an appointment to see someone, but we do have walk-in hours between 8 and 4:30.
Okay. You specialize in eating disorders, and we're talking about body image this week. Is there a certain age group that eating disorders affect more than others?
I think traditionally we always thought that eating disorders tended to pop up when people got to around the age of puberty. So it's really common to see people around ages 14, 15, 16. However, in my work I've seen a wide range of people struggling with eating disorders, some as young as 8 or 9 years old, and I've also worked with people in their 50s and 60s. So it really does go across the lifespan.
Do you think the media affects people's body image and the way they see themselves?
I think the media is a really convenient scapegoat. If it truly were the media, then we would all have eating disorders. But we all read magazines and watch TV shows, and not all of us have eating disorders. I really think it's kind of a perfect storm. So people who are vulnerable, I think, have underlying genetic risk. They may have problems with anxiety. There may be certain family dynamics that make it difficult. And media may be the one thing that pushes them over the edge, but it's not the only thing.
So what are some warning signs that people should look for in people who they suspect might have an eating disorder?
I think anyone who is drastically changing their eating habits, has lost a large amount of weight, who continues to say that they feel like they look overweight even though they're very much thin and kind of wasting away before your eyes. Someone who's spending excessive amounts of time exercising or wanting to be at the gym all of the time. Or someone who loses interest in things like their schoolwork, grades start to slip, they start spending a lot of time alone. Those would be signs that would make me concerned.
So when you start to see these signs in a friend or someone, what should we do on campus to help people out?
Well, I think no matter what someone says, I think they always deep down appreciate that someone cares enough to bring it up, even though it might be uncomfortable or awkward. So I would encourage you to sit down with someone and say, you know, I've noticed A, B, C, and D. I'm worried. I want to help you. What can I do? And you know, I think you should be prepared that the person may not respond well and might be angry, but deep down they will appreciate it.
Are there certain numbers that they can call for, like helplines or something that you can give them, resources you could give a friend or a loved one?
Certainly we can help out with all those sorts of resources at the Counseling Center. There are a number of really good websites, the Academy for Eating Disorders, the National Eating Disorders Association. Those are all good resources. But also I think getting someone into the Counseling Center so that they can be evaluated and referred to the appropriate other providers is really the best place to start.
There has been a stigma related to going to counseling centers and stuff like that. What would you say to people who are scared to go in and seek help?
I would say that it takes a lot of strength to make the decision to go and get some extra support. If you're not feeling well, if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, I think the best thing that you can do for yourself is to reach out and get some help and get some support. There are many, many other students who take advantage of these services, who find them helpful, and you wouldn't feel stigmatized if you had asthma or diabetes and got care for that. And I really see problems with anxiety, depression, eating disorders as being very similar.
Thank you so much for joining us. It was very informational.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Coming up after the break, I'll be speaking with nutrition teacher Bob Troy about healthy eating habits and how you can stay in shape. Marquette on the Line will be right back.